Hello dear student, I welcome you all in the subject Highway Engineering and the subject code is 1615504. Today we are going to see unit 3, that is geometrical design of highway, and this is your second lecture in geometrical design of highway. My name is Daniel Swami. I am lecturer of Civil Department, James Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar. Let us see the content of the lecture. In geometrical design of highway, today we will learn the pavement design, how the pavement design will be done. Then we will learn about camber. Then we will learn about side distance. And after that we will learn about special consideration of hilly road. Let us discuss this topic in detail. Pavement design. A highway pavement is a structure consists of superimposed layer of processed material above the natural soil as subgrade. Pavement design is nothing but when the processed material is kept one above another as grades of soil above natural soil, that is pavement design. Pavement design must be provide an acceptable ride quality, adequate skid resistant, favorable light reflecting characteristic, and low noise pollution. These are the point it should be provided by pavement, that is quality, adequate skidding resistant, favorable light reflection characteristic, and less noise pollution. As we can see in this pavement design, this is the concrete paver. This layer is known as concrete paver layer, and after this layer you can see the in middle, that is permissible joint material in the center of concrete paver, and this design is of paver block and open grade of blend course. This is open grade of blend course, that is little amount of sand is provided. Then open graded of base reservoir. Here the metals or aggregates is provided for carrying the load capacity of the road. Then open grade of sub base reservoir. Here we can give pipe or under drainage pipe for draining the water from the road, and this is optional geotex. And this and the last is subgrade soil, compacted subgrade soil. Naturally it will be compacted, and this is the these are the layers of pavement design, and it should be kept in mind what are the layer. The layers are subgrade and soil subgrade, then grade, and after that the pavement layer will be done. Now we will see then camber. What is camber? As we can see in this image, it is written here camber. The distance or the ratio between the curve, the edge, and the crown is known as camber. Camber is the cross-section slope, is the slope provided to the road surface in the transverse direction, that is this direction, transverse direction, to drain off the rainwater for a road from a road surface, that is called as camber. This is the transverse surface. It is provided for draining of the rainwater, and this slope is known as camber, and the razor is known as crown. And you can see if the crown is placed, there will be transverse direction of slope will be there, and that slope is known as camber. The rate of camber is usually designed by 1 in 1 n, that is, if we can say in 1 meter length we can give 2 centimeter slope, like that. 1 is vertical and n is horizontal. 1 is vertical, this will be if suppose this is the length, one will be the vertical and this will be the horizontal, n will be the horizontal and this will be the vertical. As you can see in this image, here are two different of camber is provided, that is slope camber, and then is provided parabolic camber. We will discuss in detail. Purpose of camber. Let us discuss about the purpose of camber. The purpose of camber is to remove the water from pavement surface as quick as possible, and also to prevent the entry of water into the bitumen pavement layer, and also to prevent the entry of surface water in subgrade soil through pavement, and to prevent the surface attractive. These are the purpose of camber. And if the water is retained and if the water is drained off, the purpose of camber is done. So camber is provided in transverse direction. So when the water will fall on this direction of slopes, the water will flow off. Next we will see purpose of camber, and according to the purpose, how much slope we should give, the range of camber according to their area. The value of camber recommended by IRC, that is Indian Road Congress. By Indian Road Congress, the camber value is recommended for different type of road surface, as you can see in this tabular column. For cement, concrete and thick bitumen surface where heavy rainfall is there, we should give 1:50 ratio, means 1 vertical and 50 horizontal, or 2%, that is 2%. Or in low rainfall area we can give 1:60, that is 1.7%. For thin bitumen surface, road surface, for thin bitumen road surface, we should give 1:40. And where the low rainfall is there, we can give 1:50, that is 2%. Where waterborne macadam road is provided or gravel pavement is provided, we should give 1:33, that is 3%. Or where the less rainfall is there, we can give as 1:40, that is 2.5%. And where the earthen road is there, we should give the slope, and where the maximum rainfall is there, we should give slope 1:25, that is 4%. And where the rainfall is less, we should give 1:33, that is 3%. According to Indian standard, these are the range of road of slope we should give camber for road in rainfall area, and these are the values of slope we should give the range where the low rainfall area. Next we will see side distance. Let us discuss about side distance. Side distance is the length of road visible to a driver. Length of road visible to a driver, that is known as side distance. The distance between these two vehicles is known as side distance. The three types of side distance are commonly in road design are intersection side distance, stopping side distance, and passing side distance. Let us discuss these three side distance in detail. Side distance and their types. Let us discuss the types of side distance. That is SSD is called as stopping side distance. The distance from one vehicle to second vehicle, and this distance is known as stopping side distance, and in which the driver reacts and apply the brakes between the two vehicles, that is known as stopping side distance. The minimum side distance available on highway at any spot having sufficient length to enable the driver to stop a vehicle traveling at a design speed safely without collision with another obstruction, that is known as stopping sight distance. If the car driver stops in 2 seconds between this distance, that is known as stopping sight distance. Then is ISD, that is intermediate sight distance. Intermediate sight distance is the intersection where two or more road meets. Visibility should be provided for the driver approach and the intersection from either side. They should be able to perceive a hazardous and stop the vehicle if required. Stopping sight distance for each road can be computed from the design speed, and the sight distance should be provided such that driver on either side should be able to see it clearly. If the vehicles is coming from either side, the intermediate or connection of four road is there. If the chalk is there, the distance of this vehicle, the driver should see in this direction if we want to move in this direction, and this distance is known as intermediate distance. And so this in middle there will be a chalk, so the distance between this two lane and this two lane and this two lane will be the intermediate sight distance for the safety of vehicle and the safety of driver before collision. OSD is over sight distance. It is overtaking sight distance. Overtaking sight distance is nothing but the distance between and the safe distance between the vehicle which I want to cross, and if the vehicle cross safely or overtake other vehicle, that is known as overtaking sight distance. ओवरटेकिंग साइड डिस्टेंस कुछ होता नहीं है, जो डिस्टेंस अगर एक व्हीकल को, जो व्हीकल आगे जा रहा है और जो व्हीकल पीछे जा रहा है, अगर पीछे वाला व्हीकल चाहे कि हमको आगे जाना है और बिना कोलिशन से, बिना मतलब एक्सीडेंट हुए अगर वो एक व्हीकल को कवर करते हुए अपना आगे बढ़ जाता है, दैट डिस्टेंस इज कॉल्ड एज ओवरटेकिंग साइड डिस्टेंस. The overtaking sight distance is the minimum distance open to a vision of driver of a vehicle intending to overtake the slow vehicle ahead safely against the traffic in the opposite direction, and the overtaking sight distance or passing sight distance is measured along the center line of the road over which a driver with his eyes level 1.2 meter above the road surface can be seen the top of the object 1.2 meter above the road surface. This is known as oversight distance. In another word or simple word, we can say that if this vehicle moves safely or overtake this vehicle safely, that is known as overtaking sight distance. Next we will see special consideration of hilly roads. In special consideration of hilly roads, the alignment through hilly road should have slight different form of alignment through flat terrain for the purpose of efficient and safe operation of vehicle through hilly terrain, and special care should be taken while aligning the highway. Some of the special consideration of highway alignment through hilly terrain is discussed below. While construction of highway in hilly terrain, there should be very careful for placing the alignment, so that if we are placing the alignment, it should give safety to the vehicle as well as to the driver, and it should be efficient and economic to that nature, and it should not affect the environmental condition. Stability of slope. First is stability of slope. For hilly area, the road should be aligned through the side of the hill that is stable, and the common problem with hill area is that of landslide. In hilly areas, if the stability of slope is not there, the only one problem is the main problem, that is landslide. If in hilly areas rainy season is there, there will be many landslides and it will block the road. So exclusive cutting and fillings for road construction give a way to steep opening of a slope, which in turn will affect the stability. We should give the stability of slope, and we should cut the mountain in a way that it should be stable and there should be no landslide. And for preventing landslide, if we plant more trees, it will just carry all the particle, and it will hold the particle and it will not allow for landslide. That is slope of slide, stability of slope. High hilly side drainage. Hilly side drainage is adequate drainage facility should be provided across road. Attempts should be made to align the road in such a way where the number of cross drainage structure required are minimum. There will be reduced in construction cost, because in hilly area, as the road will go in higher level, so we should give a little space for a drainage, so that maintenance cost of that road will be less. Because if the drainage is properly given in road surface, there the maintenance will be less and the breaking of roads will be less. Spatial geometric standard. The geometric standard followed in a hilly area are different from those in flat terrain. The alignment choose should be able to rolling gradient to attain in minimum of its length, and minimizing the steep gradient and hairpin bends and the needleless rise and fall. If we are giving a side drainage, there should be seen where the cross drainage is provided, and hilly area we should provide side drainage to prevent the road from breakage. And if it is prevented from breakage, the maintenance and construction cost will be less for the hilly area roads. Next is inefficient rise and fall. Effect should be made to keep the inefficient rise and fall for should be minimum. Excess rise and fall should be minimum in hilly area for the safety of driver and the vehicles. Next we will see some of the other basic requirement, especially on hilly road, that is drainage. We should give proper drainage in hilly area, so that construction and maintenance cost of the hilly road will be less, and economic is the governed by the number of drainage. If we provide number of drainage, the condition of road will be good, and the surface of the soil will be properly, and it will not lose its strength, so the road will be maintained properly. Next is safety. While constructing the alignment in hilly area, we should give more focus on safety. So the side distance and super elevation and design radius of the curve should be maintained in gradients, rise or fall in hilly roads, especially in slopy areas. Minimum resisting length. The unnecessary rise and fall of the gradient must be minimized to reduce the cost of length of the road, while e-cutting work, cutting and filling of gradient. This will help in the minimizing the resisting length. And if we give less rise and fall, the gradient will be less, and the construction cost also will be the less, and the safety of driver will be more. Next is hairpin bends. A hairpin bends is a hairpin turn named for its resemble to a hairpin. Bobby pin is bent in a road with very accurate inner edge angle, making it necessary for outcoming of vehicles to turn almost 180 degree to continue the road. As you can see in this image, this is the hairpin bends, so at the corner we should give extra widening, so this will give the proper movement of vehicle, and this will give proper safety to vehicle as well as to driver. The summary of this topic is all about design of highway, that is vertical alignment and cross section between the pedestrian facilities, and the main objective of geometric design is to provide safety, efficient and economical traffic operation while maintaining aesthetic value and environmental quality. Reference I have taken from online source and SK Kanan book and Ritu publication book. Thank you for listening my lecture.